Hey guys, how y'all doing out there? Thought I'd share some recent pickups. I do a lot of dollar bin diving at vintage stock. I don't know how many of you have a vintage stock near you. Vintage stock is a resale store chain that they sell used comics, used music, used CDs, used movies, used video games, used action figures. They also sell new action figures, new comics, that kind of thing. But I do a lot of dollar bin diving and like finding dollar books. Northeastern Oklahoma and up into Arkansas, great places to find cheap back issues. I mean, really. And so I'm going to show you some dollar books, some recent dollar finds. I have this Solo Avengers starring Hawkeye Mockingbird #1. This is one of those series that I had a lot of friends back in the day that read that. A lot of them still speak highly of it today. Mark Bright did a lot of the art early on in this series. I don't know that much about it. I just never read it, but found them for $1 a piece, and I found issue 1, which actually has it has Mark Bright story. The main story, the Hawkeye story, is Mark Bright, an early Jim Lee story in there. Well, the second, I don't remember who the backup story is now in there, but it's an early Jim Lee story in the back. And then found issue number 2, which is again Mark Bright story, and backup is Kyron Dwyer on the Captain Marvel story, and another Mark Bright story in issue 3 with a Bob Hall Moon Knight backup. Those are warped just a little bit, and there's no breaks in the spine or anything. They're just, the board, I think, was kind of warped, or bowed is a better word, and so they bowed. So I'll probably press those just to get them straightened up, put them in a fresh bag with fresh bags and boards. With the Avengers Infinity War movie coming up, I was really happy to find these Warlock reprints. Now, these were done in 1992, and what you have in these, now I love these original Starlin covers and on these reprints, but what you have are, you have a lot of the you have some of the early Strange Tales Warlock stories. You have the stories from the Warlock's own book. You have the story from Marvel Team Up, and I don't remember which one. It was one of the John Byrne issues. I don't remember if Chris Claremont wrote it or not, but John Byrne wrote this issue, or drew this issue. It was it has what am I trying to say? It includes the Marvel Team Up story, Spider-Man and Warlock, and so there's that one, and it also includes the Strange Tales, some Strange Tales stories, at least one, Warlock stories from his book, Marvel Team Up, whatever issue that was. Then it also includes this run also, and this is the one with the Marvel Team Up story. It also includes the Avengers Annual #7, I believe it is. And so there's some Thanos action in this one, as well as the Marvel 2-in-1 Annual #2. Sorry it took so long to get all that out. Now, this reprint series was done, what did I say, 1992. Almost a full 10 years after all of those stories were reprinted in another special edition format, because these were printed in 1983. And the thing about this series, I want to go ahead and acquire all these were $1. That one still got the dollar sticker on it. But I want to acquire the whole series, all 6 issues of this series, because it had the beautiful full spread cover, front and back cover illustrations, again by Jim Starlin, and it's the same stories, but again, those covers, it's worth having, especially if you manage to find them for $1 a piece. I mean, that's just a great buy. But anyway, here's the thing: as a 40-year collector, I never read those stories. I've never read the original Warlocks. I've never read, I'm familiar with the Marvel Team Up, that issue I talked about, because I really like the John Byrne run on Marvel Team Up back in the 70s. But I never read the Warlock stories. I never had much to do with Warlock at all. And I'm familiar with the Avengers annual and the Marvel 2-in-1 annual, but I just never Marvel 2-in-1 annual number 2. I hope I said that before instead of Marvel Team Up annual, but it was Marvel 2-in-1 annual. I just never read those, so I was aware of them. See, another dollar find. This is actually a Metal Men issue number 1 from 1993. I got this because I'm a gimmick cover nut, and I like shiny things, and that's one of them. You know, that's just I like that kind of thing. Now, liking gimmick covers, found something that I thought I'd really found something I'd never seen before, and in a way I had, I guess. But I've been working on a run of Nightwing, and from the 90s, and I have the first dozen issues or so. So I had an issue number 2, but when I saw this one, I don't know if you can tell on that, but I thought, oh my goodness, that's a embossed cover. And I'm going to take that out of the sleeve. Look at that. There were similar Batman books done at the time. I thought, my goodness, an embossed issue number 2. I've never seen that before. Come to find out, somebody traced it. Somebody used another piece of paper and pressed down hard and traced it. Normally something like that would annoy the life out of me, but they did a really good job on that. I thought about pressing it, but then I thought, well, I've already got an issue number 2, so I'll just keep that, because that's really actually a very decent homemade embossed job there. So anyway, that was an interesting find for $1. Now, this I bought for $1. Silver Surfer, number 50. Most people have seen that one. It's the beautifully done silver embossed cover. But then also, I never realized, again, 40 years of collecting comics, it's just amazing the things you can still learn. I never realized they did actually 3 different printings of this book. And I found the 3rd printing, and I wanted it so bad, and the guy selling it wouldn't take less than $5 for it. So I went ahead and bought it. Thought, what the heck? Who knows when I'd see it again. Now I know you can grab them on eBay, but a bird in the hand, as they say. But there is difference in the coloring of the two, and even difference in the shadowing and the inking work on the Silver Surfer image, where there is none over here. So those are kind of neat. I like how I'm going to look for the 2nd print, because it also is embossed. Looks a little bit different. Now I found one of my favorite, all-time favorite Silver Surfer storylines is the Herald Ordeal, and a couple of different characters that were introduced in that. And so I found issues 70, 71, 72, and then 75, which is also another gimmick cover, and beautifully done as well. That the silver embossing on there, having just a really colorful kind of a rainbow effect on there, and I really like that. So again, missing issues 73 and 74, but I've read them before, but that's just a lot of fun to read that story. Then you have X Factor number 9, which again, anything from the 80s these days, I pick up if they're in decent shape, higher grade, and in the dollar box. Hey, it's kind of hard to pass up. Here's an issue that I found that I was thrilled to find in the dollar box. One of my all-time favorite Dark Phoenix, or What If stories, I should say. What If Phoenix Had Not Died? And that is from Volume 1, number 27 of What If. What If, one of those titles that was consistently good on the first run, and then the next run, which I get confused over whether it was a second and third run, or whether they just kind of did the second run and then just kind of treated them as Elseworld stories. I'm not sure, but they got to where they were inconsistent. Sometimes they were very good, sometimes not so much. But dollar box find, that's a great find. And then some Bronze Age stuff. This was $1. Marvel Team Up number 49. Always enjoy the early Marvel Team Ups. Now this one's not even in high grade, but for $1, I bought it and put it in there because I am trying to slowly work on a run of Marvel team-ups, early Marvel team-ups. But it's Sal Buscema doing the art, interior art, and that's for me, Irresistible. Sal's one of my favorite artists. And then, speaking of Sal, found a copy of Marvel 2-in-1 number 20, The Thing and the Liberty Legion. Really nice copy. I paid $2 for that. Just a really good find. As far as $2 finds, that's another one there. The Mighty Thor number 243. Again, good shape. I believe that's a John Buscema issue. I haven't even cracked it open yet. But John Buscema issue, I believe. And then for $3, Werewolf by Night number 14. And I'm slowly working on a run of Werewolf by Night. I've just about got the Monster of Frankenstein run, the Marvel run. That wonderful, and this Werewolf by Night still has the wonderful Michael Plug artwork, on the cover and inside. But just a few finds lately, and I don't know about some of you guys. I don't have a big budget. I know a lot of guys, and it's a mix of good for you and, man, I wish I could do that. When you hear these guys buying these really high dollar, nice back issues, wish them well. You kind of wish you could, but there's I don't lose any sleep over it. There's still great stuff to be found out there if you're willing to bargain hunt and dig, and there's still great stuff. And I tell you what, Bronze Age Marvels for me right now are where it's at. I've just been on that kick for a couple of years now, and so anytime I'm able to find something like this for $3 to $5, that's just a great buy. So anyway, just thought I'd share a few finds with you. And let me know what you think. Thanks for watching. Subscribe. Feel free to ask any questions. What are some of the best buys? What are some of the best finds you've found, say, in the last, I don't know, month, 6 months, year? What are some of the things that stand out to you? Hey, thanks for watching. Appreciate it.